शो इंडिया नेक्स्ट में, जहां पर मंच पर इस वक्त केंद्रीय मंत्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी बैठे हुए हैं।
And here we are. Elections are over. We've had a lot of politics, and I'm mostly all of us are glad. I'm sure the country is glad it's over. Hardeep ji, the सबसे बड़ा मुद्दा जिस पे आपने बात करी है कुछ दिन पहले ही कि पक्का घर सबके लिए बनना है. We'll have a housing for all within a span of 2 years. How 2 साल में कैसे होगा सर?
First of all, it's good to be back. I should like to think that the political season is over. पर जब मैं political discourse को देखता हूं, मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि हम में से कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जो political season को extend करी जा रहे हैं. Coming to the प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना, और मुझे लग रहा है आप सवाल उसके बारे में पूछ रहे हैं. प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 2015 में ये कहा था कि उनका सपना है कि 2022 तक एवरी इंडियन, नो मैटर वेयर ही और शी लिव्स, शुड हैव ए पक्का हाउस विद होम, विद ए टॉयलेट, ए किचन, और उस घर का जो टाइटल है दैट शुड बी इन द नेम प्रेफरेबली ऑफ द लेडी ऑफ द हाउस. तो जो हमने डिमांड असेसमेंट की थी 2015 में, तो उस समय ये नतीजा निकला था कि 2022 तक इस स्कीम को पूरा करने के लिए 1 करोड़ आवास बनाने होंगे. अभी पिछले चुनाव के जो कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट लगा था, कोड ऑफ कॉन्डक्ट लगने से पहले, एंड दिस इज द रियल गुड न्यूज, वी हैड सैंक्शनड ऑलमोस्ट 80 lakhs आउट ऑफ द 1 crore होम्स रिक्वायर्ड. और मैंने तब भी कहा था शायद आपके प्लेटफॉर्म पे कि मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि 2022 तक इंतजार हमें नहीं करना होगा, और मुझे उम्मीद है कि 2019 के आखिर तक या 2020 के पहले क्वार्टर तक हम पूरे 1 करोड़ आवास जो है वो सैंक्शन कर देंगे. मैंने उस समय भी कहा था कि एक मेरे मंत्रालय में जो अध्यक्ष हैं उनकी अध्यक्षता में, और जो सचिव हैं उनकी अध्यक्षता में एक कमेटी है, I think it's called a committee for sanctioning and monitoring of homes. हर महीने करीब वो 3 लाख और 5 लाख के बीच आवास सैंक्शन करते हैं. तो जब मैंने उस समय ये बात कही थी तो मैंने अपने अधिकारियों से कहा था, भाई मेरे से आपने ये आंकड़ा पब्लिक में रखवा दिया है, ऐसे नहीं करना कि कहीं गिरावट हो जाए उसमें, तो आई लुक अ लिटिल सिली. पर उसी के अगले महीने सितंबर 2018, we went and sanctioned 628,000. So the average is always between 300 and 500,000. So I want to repeat what I said when I was here last time, कि 2022 का जो टारगेट है, a home for every Indian, this will be completed in terms of sanctioning by the end of 2019 और लेटेस्ट फर्स्ट क्वार्टर ऑफ 2020.
मंत्री जी, हमारे जो ऑडियंस देख रही है, 11 ITV नेटवर्क चैनल पे ऑडियंस इसको लाइव देख रही है, ये पक्का घर होगा क्या? जरा समझाएंगे पक्का घर होगा क्या, इसका मीनिंग क्या मतलब?
इसमें 4 वर्टिकल्स है. 4 वर्टिकल्स में एक वर्टिकल है इन सिटू स्लम रिहेबिलिटेशन, कि आपको मालूम है बिकॉज हमारे यहां जो अर्बनाइजेशन है बहुत अनप्लैंड और एक बहुत जोरी से होती है. पीपल मूव फ्रॉम रूरल एरियाज टू सिटीज, टू tier 2, tier 3 सिटीज, टू मेगापोलिसेस लाइक दिल्ली. तो सिटी के, शहर के बीच में, सिटी इन सेंट्रल एरियाज स्लम्स कम अप. अब जैसे दिल्ली में आपको जानकारी होगी कठपुतली कॉलोनी है, यहां पे कोई 2800 परिवार जो थे, दे वर लिविंग इन एब्सोल्यूट स्लम लाइक कंडीशंस. अब इसका क्या किया जाए? अब पॉवर्टी, एज आई सेड लास्ट टाइम, हैज अ वाइस लाइक ग्रिप. जो गरीबी के ट्रैप में एक बार फंस जाते हैं, उनको वहां से, बिकॉज उनका जो ट्रस्ट है, उनका विश्वास जो सरकार, लोकल गवर्नमेंट में, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में बहुत कम होता है, और पीपल मैनिपुलेट देम. वो उनको जाके ये कहते हैं कि देखिए आपके पास इतना कम है, और जो आपके पास है दैट स्लम लाइक ड्वेलिंग, उसमें भी, उसको भी आपसे छीनना चाह रहे हैं सरकार. तो उनको बहुत परसुएट करने में मुश्किल होती है. दूसरी बार आपको याद होगा 1975 में हमारी एक बड़ी पार्टी है जो अभी विच इज फेसिंग क्लोजर नाउ, द कांग्रेस पार्टी, दे ट्राइड टू रिहेबिलिटेट पीपल, slum people, by moving them 100 kilometers away from their place of habitation. तो मैंने तब भी कहा था ये होगा नहीं. अगर आपको स्लम्स को रिहेबिलिटेट करना है, इट हैज टू बी डन ऑन एन एज इज वेयर इज बेसिस. तो 2800 परिवार जो हैं कठपुतली कॉलोनी के वे, दे हैव बीन टेम्पररीली रीलोकेटेड, और मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है कि वेरी फास्ट दे विल कम बैक टू द सेम प्लेस.
मंत्री जी जब वापस आएंगे तो पक्का घर के साथ साथ में बिजली का कनेक्शन, पानी का कनेक्शन भी,
सब कुछ, सिर्फ बिजली पानी नहीं, दिस विल बी अ प्रॉपर मॉडर्न थिंग जिसमें टॉयलेट, किचन, वाटर, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कनेक्शंस होंगे. जो पहले उसमें स्थिति थी, देयर दी सुएज एंड द वाटर लाइंस वर ऑलमोस्ट ओवरलैपिंग, हॉरिबल कंडीशंस. तो मुझे पूरी उम्मीद है दैट इज कॉल्ड इन सिटू स्लम रिहेबिलिटेशन. ये दिल्ली में और भी जगह है जहां पे ये हो रहा है. सो वहां पे जो आपकी पहले जो आवास था, इनफॉर्मल, अनऑथराइज, दैट विल बी रिप्लेस्ड बाय अ प्रॉपर कंस्ट्रक्शन विद ऑल मॉडर्न एमेनिटीज. दूसरा है CLSS, इसको कहते हैं क्रेडिट लिंक सब्सिडी स्कीम. दिस इज एन इंटरेस्ट सबवेंशन अप फ्रंट. मान लीजिए यू हैव सम वेरी ब्राइट जर्नलिस्ट सिटिंग इन द फ्रंट रो, यंगस्टर्स, ये दे आर एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ देयर करियर और दे पुट इन 10-20 years, ये अपना मकान, आवास खरीदना चाहते हैं. इफ दे टिपिकली गो टू अ बैंक विल चार्ज देम से 12% or so. So under the CLSS scheme, we give them 3% interest subvention up front. Now this has again become very popular. Third vector is very interesting, beneficiary led development. मान लीजिए आपके परिवार का कोई घर हो. Now this is very popular in places like Goa. Old traditional family home, you have not been able to
refurbish, yes,
maintain it, you have not been able to renovate it. So the government will give you an upfront grant to, let's say, 1.5 lakhs of rupees. The state government can fix it, but the central government will say template is 1.5 lakhs. You can get the thing done. And the fourth one is the fourth vector, which is called affordable housing in partnership. Isme the state government gives the land, the state government invites somebody to undertake a project. In that project, the central government provides, say, 1.5 lakhs typically. The state government provides an equal sum. Now you have very nice modern apartments, 1+7, 1+4 depending. Now some state governments are going the extra step. Instead of paying only 1.5 or 2.5, they pay the entire amount or pay 5 lakhs, as in Telangana I came across. Now this scheme is extremely popular, exceptionally popular. And as I said, my own expectation is that a scheme which was scheduled to be completed by 2022, I see completion by end of this year or beginning.
Well, we came here to discuss the 100 days and Minister, बिल्कुल इलेक्शंस के पहले जब आपसे इंटरव्यू किया था, जो लोग घर खरीदना चाह रहे हैं, जो फंस गए हैं, हमने रेरा पे बात चली थी, अब आपको क्लियर मैंडेट मिल गई है, वो व्हाट इज द प्रोग्रेस सर? उसमें क्या अब ठीक चल रहा है, क्या मुसीबतें हैं जो हम हल ढूंढने हैं?
देखिए, माई आंसर टू यू देन एंड माई आंसर टू यू टुडे विल नॉट वेरी. And my answer had nothing to do with the politics of it or the elections. एक हकीकत है, this is the ground reality. हुआ क्या करता था कि 70 years after our existence as an independent country, we did not have a regulator in the real estate sector. तो उसके क्या होता था, if you don't have a regulator in any field, then it's the law of the jungle. So what invariably happened, and I've been saying this repeatedly, lot of people had a lot of money which was not accounted for. Now what I mean is that instead of keeping it in gunny bags at home, you go to your nearest known builder or promoter and you say, भाई साहब, अगला जब प्रोजेक्ट होगा आपका 2 फ्लैट मेरे नाम पे कर देना. सो बोरे को अपने घर में रखने की बजाय वो आप बिल्डर या डेवलपर के हाथ छोड़ा. वो ना गिनता था, ना कुछ करता था, उसमें ना कोई लिखाई होती थी, nobody read the contract very carefully. और ये बिल्डर लोग क्या करते थे, सब लोग नहीं करते थे, आई एम नॉट ट्राइंग टू जनरलाइज, वो पैसा लेके दे वुड इन्वेस्ट इट इन टर्न इन व्हाट दे थॉट वाज अ प्रॉफिटेबल एंड अ गुड investment in land banks.
Yeah, leveraging.
So a lot of money suddenly came from the black market and into the land bank. So what happened as a result of that? The land prices, you know, they became a sufficient, land prices fell because so much. Now what happened is that when people started wanting the flats, etc., there was a complete mismatch between demand and supply. Now comes the problem. Because these investments went wrong, they were speculative, not everybody was, see, the genuine home buyers, my heart bleeds for them. Because if you've invested your life's earnings in a 2-room or a 3-room bedroom apartment, then that's your life's dream. That's what you want to bring up your family. But a lot of these investments were speculative also. But anyway, we brought in RERA, and the good news is that RERA is beginning to have effect. और पहले जैसे
हम दिख रहे हैं कि अभी seeing some of these flat genuine home buyers के लिए जो उनको फ्लैट मिल रहे हैं, जिनको 10-15 साल से प्रोजेक्ट पड़े
ऐसा है, आप जो यहाँ पे समस्या देख रहे हैं और which we are hearing, which is also prominently there in the news, there are 3 areas around Delhi: Noida, Greater Noida, and Yamuna Expressway. Now there are 3 big projects there. Each of these projects has their own dynamics. Amrapali case, for instance, is before the Supreme Court.
Yes.
अब हुआ क्या? Either the problem could have been resolved between the buyers and the builders, or it could have been resolved by the government. But all the affected home buyers chose, maybe for good reason, to go to the Supreme Court. Now, once it is in front of the court, you and I, either as government, we can't do anything about it.
Okay.
We can provide an ecosystem. I in fact, got the UP government, talked to them, and they asked us to set up a committee, again, under the secretary of our ministry, to get the banks in, get everybody else in, so that we could sit down. But I think Amrapali judgment has been reserved. I expect it to come maybe next month. Then there is the JP issue, where you know, JP has asset, that company. There's some people have shown interest. Maybe more people will show interest. I don't know. That's a classic, I think, NCLT case. And then there is another one. My own feeling is that most of these have hit the problem areas. Now you're looking at the emergence of solutions.
Okay, Minister, I asked you the same question. Delhi में ceiling, कुछ क्या हाल? Ceiling जो चल रही थी दिल्ली में, ceiling issue, sir.
No, again on ceiling, I'll give you the same answer. Making of policy on what should be the FAR, what should be the rules, etc., is government's job. So if you are making policy in accordance with the master plan, that is the job of the DDA. If you want to do something which is little outside the master plan, that's the central government, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. We have amended the master plan, and we have provided relief to all the people who are affected. Now it so happens that I think there is either some miscommunication or etc. Some people are choosing not to respect the fact that we make policy, and some issues are before the court. Again, it's my expectation that that would be resolved. Okay. And it's already been resolved because we have increased the FAR. On one thing, there is no compromise, no encroachment. You see, there is a tendency in most of us कि अगर आपके घर के सामने थोड़ी जमीन खाली पड़ी है, तो you quietly either extend your fence or your garage comes up there. On that, I think all parties are agreed, including the traders.
Okay.
There are some issues which don't concern us. For instance, there is this issue in Mongolpuri, etc., which is the National Green Tribunal. There the NGT has passed certain strictures, have asked, that's a Delhi government issue. But so far as issues relating to my ministry are concerned, we are fully seized of them, and we are very confident that that problem has either been resolved or the remaining issues will be resolved.
Okay, Minister, we are short on time, so I'm going to ask you to wear your other hat as now aviation minister. Sir, आप कुछ दिन पहले Jet Airways की आपकी उम्मीद थी कि वो भी मामला हल हो जाएगा. कुछ progress हुआ है उसमें?
नहीं, you must hear what I said. Don't look at the interpretations that have been put. I said in a public platform, I think it was CII meeting, their national executive meeting. I said, if two private parties or a private party conducts a business and that business fails for whatever reason, they can't come to the government and expect the government to bail it out. It's whether that is a real estate sector, construction sector, or something. And I use the word nanny state. If the state had unlimited resources, the state might wish to consider that it will spend taxpayers' money on bailing out a private business. That's what I say. How will the problem be solved? It's quite simple. They have gone because there was one bid. I'm not going to go into names. That bid, according to a statement I've read today by the chairman of the State Bank of India, he said it was a conditional offer where the people who had lent the money were expected to take something like a 90% or 85 or 95% haircut. Now, which banker will take a 80% haircut because of somebody else's mismanagement? They refuse to do that. So the issue will go to the NCLT.
What about the staff, sir?
No, I'm coming to that. When it goes to the NCLT, let me be very clear, you will have serious bids coming in if they want to. You see, a service industry, unlike an asset like a road or a building, etc., you know, it's the brand. So there is an issue there. Insofar as the staff is concerned, I don't know what the figure is, 12,000 or so. Many have been absorbed by the other carriers. Now, if there is a vacuum created by the non-operation of one established carrier, other carriers will step in. They will get the service rights. Now, out of the pilots also, for instance, many of the pilots have already found jobs with other airlines. There are some pilots or some others who are being paid salaries which were higher than the market level. Obviously, the others will not employ them at that stage. Those are issues. But if you ask me, I think we will be able to find some way out. In fact, we are in the midst of meeting this, their application to the NCLT is, I think, listed for today. Once it goes in, then we will address the problem.
So you are saying this should be now sorted by the mechanisms or by market forces? No Satyam-like intervention here is required?
No, let's be very clear. When you're talking about a Satyam-like intervention, what happened? You didn't have an NCLT then, if I remember.
Yes, so systems exist.
Yeah, now you have an NCLT. Now what they tried to do was, there was an offer, it was a conditional offer, and there were some people who tried to sort it outside. If they had succeeded,
okay,
they would have then gone to the NCLT, etc. But they were not. SEBI was not willing. Many of the people who were the lenders were not willing to do it. So this is a market issue. It's not a government issue.
Okay, मंत्री जी एक और सवाल फिर एक दो ऑडियंस से सवाल लेते हैं. I know you're in a hurry. I have to ask you, एयर इंडिया, अभी आपने हाल ही में 3-4 और इंटरनेशनल फ्लाइट्स अनाउंस करी हैं. एक अमृतसर से निकलेगी, एक चेन्नई से निकलेगी, एक मुंबई से निकलेगी इंटरनेशनल फ्लाइट्स. क्या हाल है सर इसका?
It's a very simple, straightforward issue. Air India is a very good carrier. Air India has a lot of assets. There is a decision on privatization of Air India. We go through, but meanwhile Air India has to function. Now what happened, they had about, I don't remember the exact number of planes, about 20 planes or so which were in different stages. They are coming back and they are coming into operation. So they were looking at the winter schedules which come into being, I think, September, October. So these new flights to Bali, to Nairobi, to Toronto are in that context. But by the way, all the other carriers, the domestic carriers, the private carriers are also adding flights. We are in the process of allocating slots, etc. to fill the vacuum.
मंत्री जी, बट ये लेगेसी इशू था एयर इंडिया का कि इसमें कुछ हेराफेरी दिख रही है आपको जिसके प्रोब करना चाहिए?
हेराफेरी
विद इन एयर इंडिया जो गलतियां हुई इन द पास्ट.
देखिए, अब मैं कौन होता हूं गलतियों की बात करने में? अब I know some of the agencies are probing, some people have, ऐसे Air India had very profitable routes. I mean, those routes were lost. It's not for me to say that. I'm only 1 week old in the job. All I can tell you, I know what the requirements of the job are at this point of time. Air India is a very good asset. Air India has got some, profit-making thing. If Air India did not have the debt it has, what Air India is today suffering from is the debt servicing. We have to pay several crores per day just to service the debt. Otherwise, it's a good, profitable airline. So now the issue is, there's a larger philosophical issue. Should government be in the business of running an airline?